Today, we get a chat with Oscar of the band The Vintage Caravan, discussing their upcoming release, Portals, which will be out September 26th. I hope you enjoy.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, great. Sorry about the slight delay. I'm just uh yeah, doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, looks like it. You're
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah. But sitting down and here I am. So,
Awesome. Well, good to chat with you again. Last time we talked about Monuments, and I did not think you guys were going to be able to top Monuments. It's one of
oh
my
yeah.
favorite albums. I
Oh wow.
absolutely love it, but this
Great.
album is incredible. Um,
Thank you.
I want to talk about the overall concept first of portals because you have the in between pieces that my assumption is that you're portaling to different either destinations or timelines or whatever it is. So tell me about the concept of the album.
Yeah, so I guess the overall concept of the album was just creating a very unique kind of atmosphere and have it to, like try to capture our live kind of essence, which I think has always been the aim, but like we took it a step further on this one regarding like bringing the amplifiers into the room, like with the cabinets and everything, and keeping that right next to the drum set, and just so there was leakage, there was feedback, and also doing it on tape, which is the first time we've ever done that. So it was like,
Ah,
yeah. So that was a new world for sure, and that also gave us the kind of live urgency of like, okay, we can't fix this completely, so it has to be, has to be good, and we have to do a performance. So all of the solos and everything is live, so
oh my
you can,
gosh.
yeah, it's very like, yeah, it's very alive, I guess. So yeah, it's and then so that was the core of it. We wanted to like, I guess differently from Monuments, we wanted to stray away from like having to do like so many overdubs and stuff. So more just like create the sound that we loved right away, and capture that performance, and then like do the overdubs, but like minimum, keep them at a minimum, basically.
Oh,
So there's not like 10 guitars going at all
right.
times. So that's more laid back in that aspect. But then with the portals, that's where we get a little bit proggy, I guess, because like we've always wanted to have that kind of flavor to an album. We tried it on Monuments to do like it was supposed to be only one little interlude that was like an acoustic piece that I made, but we didn't really have so much time to work with it that we kind of dropped that. So on this one, Alexander went to like a flea market and bought like all these cassette tapes and like took them apart, stretched them, and made these actual kind of loops. So they had like these crazy weird sounds that sound nothing like the original. Well, for the most part, like the original recordings of some like Soviet cassettes or something. So it's like, hopefully people won't be able to trace it and sue us or something, but but we'll see. So that kind of came from that. He made like 50 of those kind of loops, and then we had just had to he had to find which one would fit where, which one would be in the right key and that sort of stuff. So yeah, that was kind of, so that's the other side of it, and we just wanted to really experiment and you know take some risks on this one.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like that there is because for me, I don't know. I like quantum mechanics, and so
Mm.
the portal's title and then those different tracks that are linking the songs just
Yeah.
reminds me of like just take I mean it's taking you on more of an adventure, you know?
For sure, it feels like a concept album, but it's not really,
Right.
not lyrically or anything. So, yeah, for sure, we love albums that feels like a whole piece. So that kind of gave it that kind of feeling, and yeah, so it was like there's like little things in there. There's like people talking in restaurants in Porto. That's also where the title comes from. We recorded the album in Portugal, in Porto, and so
Oh,
portals. That's kind of where it came from.
interesting.
Yeah, so like, and yeah, it kind of feels just like moving, into a new kind of to a new destination, I guess. So that was kind of because like movement has always been a big part of the titles of our albums, like
Oh yeah.
Voyage, Arrival, now Portals, and Gateways and Monuments. It all kind of kind of goes
Oh,
into that kind of. So I often joke about, like, one day we're gonna run out of title ideas and it's just gonna be called Bulky Luggage or Terminal 7 or something. We'll see.
no,
See what the
I
future
doubt,
holds.
I doubt that's gonna help or is gonna
Yeah.
happen. It's gonna
Who
happen.
knows? Who
Um,
knows?
so so like lyrically, because you do, are you the one who does all the lyrics?
Alexander and I, and
Oh,
actually on
okay.
this album, so like I yeah, for the like last album it was more uh, we worked on it a bit more together, but on this album it was very like, this is my song, this is his song. It was kind of, we're doing very good, but it was just like, that's just how things just worked out this time. It was just like we had so much material, and so yeah, my lyrics were mine, and his was his.
So
No.
interesting because they're very, very cohesive. They sound like they're
Yeah.
coming from the same person, and so that's into you guys. I mean, you guys have been working together for what,
Yeah.
10 years,
To
maybe
me and
more.
Alexander for 13.
Uh,
Yeah, since 2012. So we were like
okay.
17 or something,
Yeah.
and then but yeah, and yeah. On that note, I started the band when I was like, what, 12 and stuff. So it's
Crazy.
been, and I'm 31 now. So next year is going to be the 20th anniversary of the
Oh
band.
my gosh, that
Like,
is so crazy. I cannot believe you.
yeah,
It shocks me every time I hear that you started the band when you were 12. That's
yeah, yeah,
incredible. So
it's
you
pretty
go
rare, I guess. Yeah.
definitely is. I mean, usually it's
Yeah.
like 15, 16 if it's going to be younger,
Oh
younger
yeah,
people,
yeah,
but
definitely. But yeah,
yeah.
but one point also regarding the lyrics, I think we kind of felt that, like, on previous albums, when we would open up and be more, uh yeah, just open and share stuff from our lives. That's kind of stuff that connected most, like, that's the stuff that really connected with people, that were listening, and so that's kind of what, I guess, just opened us up. So that's maybe why it kind of, me and Alexander were going through different, or like, different but similar kind of stuff at that time of writing this album. So it just,
Sense.
so I guess, it just works pretty well like that. So
Does seem like it's a lot more personal this time. So I'm
yeah,
not surprised to hear that. It does seem like it's a
yeah,
lot more raw. I remember
yeah.
last time we talked about Crystallized and I didn't know
Mm.
really what it was about. And so
Oh
that was a
yeah,
fun
exactly.
conversation where
Yeah,
this album this time around, I'm like, I pretty much can tell what's going on in each song. Um
yeah,
so it does
yeah,
seem more
exactly,
personal. Yep.
exactly. The exception being maybe Current. That's the only one that's kind of like a
Yes.
story, it's in itself.
Yes, and a sad story.
Oh, very, very sad. Yeah, for sure.
Just
Yeah,
reading
yeah.
the lyrics going, oof, yeah, that one's a sad one.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of goes back to the, 'cause, like, I was showing my girlfriend that idea, and I had that song laying around for a long time, and I was just like, I can't seem to find the topic that fits the song. Kind of feels too sad to be like my story, so it has to be something else. And then, like, I just started, like, yeah, like, we started talking about, like, because, like, in Iceland there's a lot of, like, stories of, you know people having unwanted children, having to, like, there's a special, like, place out in the country where people did that, just like
Wow.
drown their kids. So that's kind of where
Wow.
that came from.
Oh,
But
interesting.
it was kind of strange when because I feel like I was telling someone's story when in that song. It was a very kind of weird atmosphere when I was writing the lyrics. Came pretty quickly, and when I was singing the song in the studio, I had the eeriest feeling that I wasn't alone in the room. It was very, like, kind of spooky.
Yeah, like you tapped into someone else's story and were
Yeah,
able to tell it for them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in that kind of,
Hmm.
cosmos, and so yeah, kind of felt like something like that.
I'm gonna go a little not off topic, it's the same topic, but a little
Mm.
kind of maybe to the left here,
Hmm.
as I am pointing right. Um,
Yeah.
have you
My
ever
left.
had right, yeah. Have you
Yeah.
ever had thank you for fixing that for me. Have you
Yeah,
ever had
yeah.
those outside of this experience that you just mentioned, have you ever had like a paranormal type of experience?
I have, for sure. And when I was a kid, my my parents they tell the story quite a bit. There was this time where I was around, what was I, two and a half or something, and my grandfather passed away, my father's father, and we were very close. And we one and nobody, like, I was so young, nobody like really told me what was going on. So and then one day we were driving past the cemetery, like, or the church, and I was just like, "There's Grandpa, I can see him." And like they were all just kind of like, did somebody tell him that he's buried? They were like, nope. So it was like they tried it a few times. Every time we drove by, they didn't say anything. So every time we drove by, I was like, oh, there he is. He's standing over there. Can we go say hi? And they were. And then one day I just said, Grandpa's gone. It's not here
Oh,
anymore. So that was one. The other one is pretty. It actually happened right here. I don't know if you like. This is my stereo setup here, the
yes,
albums
it's
and everything.
awesome.
Yeah, and so this one time I put on my brother's favorite album, my late brother's favorite album, and I was in the kitchen, just and he used to live here, by the way. And so basically, yeah, I was in the kitchen cooking something, and then the album ran out because my turntable is like that; it just stays in the run out groove, it
Oh,
doesn't go
uh-huh.
back.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one song in the middle of the on that side that I was like, wow, that was his favorite song. Oh, a great song. And then, like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes go by and it's just in the runout groove. I'm just busy in there. And then all of a sudden I just hear that song starting again. And
Oh
I'm just like,
my gosh.
what?
Oh,
Because like I'm a believer, but at the same time I'm a big skeptic as well, because I don't believe everything
yep.
So I go here and I'm like, okay, what is it? Like, is there like something? Because like how did this happen? And and it was just like a friendly kind of presence that I felt, that I was just like wanted to hear that song again. So that was nice.
Yes, that's such a
Yeah,
comforting thing too, I think, being able to
yeah,
have those experiences with, especially with someone that's that close
yeah,
to you.
for
And
sure, for sure.
obviously must have been young, so
Yeah, exactly,
yeah.
41 or something. Yeah,
Oh my
so
goodness.
yeah,
Oh,
so
well,
that
I
was
love
nice.
that you've had those experiences. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's comforting
Yeah,
in a way, as you
it
say.
is.
So
It
yeah,
really
yeah.
is.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so transition back. Sorry, went like
Yeah.
total deep there, and now I'm
No,
like gonna
I
pull
I loved
back.
it. I loved it. I love these kind of twists and turns.
Those are fun conversations. I had one with Cheney of Entheos too. We had a long
Oh,
discussion
nice.
about paranormal type stuff, and I love having,
Oh
because I'm
yeah, yeah.
really into that kind of stuff too. But I'm the
Oh
same
yeah.
as you. Like I'm like I totally believe it, but I also am very skeptical, and so I'm like, okay,
Oh
let me
yeah.
see if I can come up with an excuse or a reason of why this
Yeah,
has happened. And
exactly.
then when you can, then you're like, all right, and it's comforting.
Yeah, exactly. And like in
Yeah.
this case, because like it was like if there would have been like dust on the needle or something, it would have been that
Right.
sound.
Right.
I would have. It was so smooth. It was just like right on the track. So it's
And
yeah,
right on that song too.
exactly. Yeah. So it
Yeah.
was yeah. I can't explain it at least.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so the album starts with Philosopher, which you have Michael
Hmm.
from Opeth on there.
Yeah.
I know you guys had toured with them, so I'm assuming that's where the connection happened. How did you end
Yeah.
up getting him to come on this track? It's so good. Your guys together is just fantastic. I
Cheers.
want to hear more
Thank
of
you.
it.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yeah, so basically, our story with Michael goes back to like 2014. We did played a festival called Roadburn Festival in the Netherlands, and he had a night that was like his curated night. So he like decided what bands were gonna play, and we did a set there. So that was the first time we met. Then I was like 19, and then we started touring together in 2019, and we did 3 tours together, and we became pretty good friends. We even talked about like starting a band and stuff like that. That hasn't come to fruition yet, but who knows? And then like we have to skip forward to what was it, last summer. We met them at Bloodstock, and it was a beer fueled conversation that we started talking about like his mellotron and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, I can like play that mellotron for you on some track or something for the new album," and I was like, "That's cool." So that's kind of where the seed was sown, I guess.
Yeah,
And then we were like listening to the album in Porto, and we were just kind of like, "Yeah, like what about like guest vocals? Like maybe because we're trying new stuff on this one, why don't we try something like that as well?"
right.
So there's like, so yeah, and I was like, which one? And then I was like, hey, what about Michael? And then Alexander was like, he would be perfect for Philosopher. because like I don't, probably it was not conscious. Philosopher is Alexander's track, and but like
Oh, okay.
it has some like strong kind of it has a center like I think some Opeth might have seeped into there for sure. You know, with our own twist on it, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was like, okay, that makes total sense. And I sent him a text, and he was totally up for it. Then like a few weeks go by, and I'm like, hey, are you up for checking it out? And he was like, damn, yeah, I should have done it a while back. I'm going on tour tomorrow, and when do you need it? And we were like in like 3 weeks, and he was like, it's gonna be tight with the schedule and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's not gonna happen. So I recorded my own version, and yeah, we were happy with it. And then when we were like mastering the album, just like finishing it, he was like, "So what do you want me to do?" And I was like, and I wrote back to him and like kind of explained what we wanted, and yeah, so he sent over like two takes, one with a more falsetto thing into the chorus and one with a scream into the chorus. We went with the screaming Ackerfeld because like gotta love a screaming Ackerfeld,
Yeah.
and yeah, and so that's kind of how it happened. It almost didn't happen. So, but I'm so happy that it did. And we're very grateful for not only that, but also just like um, how much Michael and the Opeth family has, kind of embraced us through the
Yeah.
years. It's been very nice.
Have you guys ever traveled to the States together?
I've never been to the. Oh well, I've spent 2 nights sleeping in like Miami at some dodgy hotels just on our way to South America, but we've never toured the States. It's
Oh,
kind of frustrating at this point because like we
yes.
really want to go over there. And we were supposed to do a US tour with Opeth, but that didn't work out. But yeah, we're just basically looking for the right opportunity to come over and support a band that would make sense for us, because like it wouldn't really, we've seen too many bands kind of go there alone, like a smaller bands like us, like coming over and just like doing two just to like fully use the visa, doing like two huge tours and then just totally burn out, and
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
and like and the attendance would be pretty bad as well, so it's just like we need the right opportunity to come over and support some cool bands, so we'll
Yes.
see.
Ooh, I hope it happens with this one. I would love to see you
Yeah.
guys. And it's always shocking to me that you guys are a smaller band because you're just so incredible in so many different
Oh,
ways. And there's
cheers. Thank you.
three of you
Thank you.
making this
Yeah.
music, which is always
Yeah.
because it has that, of course, 70s vibe. It's like
Hmm.
the jam band 70s vibe, but
Hmm.
like on acid and speed.
Steroids. Yeah, yeah. And a bit of steroids, you know.
Totally,
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, and it's uh yeah. I mean, I'm trying to choose my words. I'm also sometimes surprised. I'm like, wow, this is
Yeah.
like, how hasn't this like blown up more?
Yes.
So we'll see. It's just like it's been a gradual kind of this
Yeah.
motion for the entire career. So we are very hardworking, and we're just gonna
Yes.
gonna keep on doing that.
And your guitar
Yeah.
work is so incredible. You're
Oh
a
wow,
phenomenal guitar player. I always
thank
get
you.
excited for that last half of the song because I know I'm
Oh, yeah.
because you guys got like a little
It's
bit of a
coming.
recipe there. I know it's coming and I get really
Yeah.
excited every time. I'm like, here comes Oscar with his solos. And
Oh,
but
nice.
still like the three of you still work together so well and you can hear every instrument.
Yeah, cheers.
The have you come again? That one I really like the bass lines. The bass is very prominent in that one. I
Oh
love the
yeah.
catchy riffs. I love the
Excellent.
kind of eerie soundscape. That one probably has become my favorite, but I love the whole album so much. I don't know if I
Oh,
really
great.
can pick a favorite, but tell me about that one.
It was Here You Come Again, right? That's one
Yes.
you said, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's one of mine. And yeah, it's different. It starts out with a kind of uh, jazzy kind of vibe with a beginning there, and then goes into that fun proggy riff with a weird kind of accents. It's like 3-2 roll, 3-2 into the song. It's like da 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 da. And like it's just
So
yeah, it's
catchy.
just me out running and being pretty ADHD heavy. It's just yeah, going for it. So yeah, and I kind of wanted to have the kind of three-part harmony, kind of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young kind of thing in there as well. So it was a blend, and having like a big kind of chorus, So it's many kind of weird ingredients, but like together it makes a really fun kind of big picture. And one of my favorite parts of the song is that second solo big explosion. It kind of I wanted it to
Yes.
feel like the clouds are opening and just like the sun comes shining through. And so we had like some synthesizers and a Hammond organ and stuff added on later, and it just sounds huge, and it sounds so kind of soaring, I guess, is the
Yes.
best way to kind of explain that one. I don't know. Yeah, I'm super happy with it, and it's just lyrically, it's just kind of about I guess it's about seeing a friend going through a rough time, but but he keeps on kind of like it's supposed to be kind of inspiring and
Mhm.
just like keep on going.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also feel like it's kind of like the way maybe our families have seen us, through the years of like coming home after like a brutal tour, and then they're just like, and you're going back when? And I'm like, 2 days, and they're just like,
Yeah.
just yeah, like here, yeah, like just keeping on pushing it, and it's this kind of lifestyle, of course, comes with its cost, I guess, So it's basically also how our families must have kind of seen us through the years of kind of just worrying, I guess.
Yeah. I have two things with that. First, it does seem like there is a duality in the album of where there's a lot of inspiration, there's a lot of positivity, but there's a lot of
Hmm.
like real life stuff too. That's heavier
Yeah.
topics and stuff. And so there's a
Hmm.
really good blend or balance
Yeah.
of real life things in there, but also
Yeah.
yeah, bringing out that positive aspect.
Exactly.
With you guys being such a hardworking band and
Hmm.
being on the road as much as you are, what are some things that you do to kind of protect your mental health or for your self-care?
Good question. I That's a very good question. Humor is a really big part of it for us. We're a silly group of
Mhm.
guys for sure. So it's a lot of joking around. Like, and for example, I'm very lucky that the guys in the band are funny. And if I would be like at an airport with guys that are just like sad and gloomy, I don't know. I don't know how I would like survive that. So that's one thing, just like keeping it light. And of course, things are hard, but we just make the best out of it. Um, you know, uh, but yeah, then I don't know, just like trying my best not to drink too much is one of the things that, like, because like that's just gonna ruin if it's too much, it just can get out of hand. So I just one of the things, like being a vocalist, I think I have to take okay care of myself, because like
Yeah.
if this goes out, then I'm just like kind of fucked. So yeah, trying to like speak at a lower volume and like not drink too much, and just kind of like how do you say, like calm fun. Try my best to like not
Yeah.
scream so much and stuff. And so that's one of the things that just try to keep my voice okay, and also go out running. I go out running quite a bit on tour.
Awesome.
Try to not go over 5 km, because like after five, I don't know, I feel that kind of affects my performance during the night. But like it kind of, I shake off the rust and it clears my head, and that's kind of, I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, three things that help with my mental health on tour. Yes.
I love it. Makes sense. I
Yeah.
don't want to take a whole lot of your time. I'm sure you have another person coming up, but I did want to hurry
No
in
stress.
and talk about the aspect of you guys being a funny band. Crystallize was a hilarious video.
Oh
My
yeah.
family has watched it. I can't even tell you how many times. And just even like
Great.
it's on all my playlists, even just listening to. It's one of my family's favorite songs.
Oh,
But
great.
Riot, you turned around and did another really funny video. Tell me a little bit about Riot.
Oh yeah, that was a funny one. I think I've never had so much fun on like video sets before. It was so much fun. Yeah, so basically it came out from came the inspiration for that concept was like I turned 30 last year, and a friend of mine was like, "Hey, congratulations." And then he was like, now you'll start to get scared of teenagers. And I was like, what? And then that thought, I just thought it was so funny that, like, now you're getting older and teenagers will become progressively more and more scary. And and then I was like, also becoming a dad. I recently became a dad. My son is
Congratulations.
what? Yeah, thank you. My son is 9 months old now, and
Oh,
a
congratulations.
great,
That's
great.
amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's where the dad aspect comes. We're not getting any younger, and so it was kind of the duality of those things. Originally, we wanted it to be like us and like these teenagers in the neighborhood, like making our lives miserable, and then we were like, wouldn't it be funnier if we also played the teenagers? So it'd be like, our kind of, yeah. So it's kind of, I don't know. I thought yeah, it's kind of making fun of that. We're getting older than we were. We used to be always like really really young band, and so it's just kind of like the duality of those kind of two things still existing, but in a very extreme way, I guess. So
Right.
yeah, so yeah, that was fun. So yeah,
Love
yeah,
it.
good times. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I honestly could talk to you for hours. I have a million more questions for you, but again, I don't want to take a whole lot
There's
of your
there's not there's not an interview coming up next, so
Oh,
we
you
can we
don't?
can do a few more
Okay.
if you have
I'll
if you
I'll
have
keep
something
you
good.
just a little bit longer then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Give and Take, kind of more of a
Hmm.
bluesy kind of song, which is a little bit more of what your element
Yeah.
way back is. But I
Hmm.
love it. It's incredible. Tell me about that one.
Cheers. Yeah, that's one of Alexander's that actually, funny enough, I had the lyrics for the verses and the melody there, and he had the lyrics for the choruses and
Oh,
the melody
interesting.
there. So that was kind of interesting kind of approach because when we were doing the song, well, the writing for the album, it was kind of hectic in a way. So it was funny to because like I hadn't heard his version of the things, and I just had a lot of ideas, so I wrote mine down, and we decided that this would be a good kind of yin and yang to the song, kind of good balance. And yeah, one really interesting thing about the intro, basically we went pretty all out with it. I took this acoustic guitar and I had a 5 watt pick nose amplifier, which is like a weird. I have one laying around here somewhere, but yeah, it's like a 5 watt kind of yeah 70s kind of amplifier. So just one knob and stuff, and I put an
Wow.
acoustic guitar through. Yeah, one acoustic guitar through that, and then I had then I had then Stefan had his drum like a 50s drum set kind of vibe to it, and we had like one mic in the middle of the room, and so we did that kind of improvised bluesy version of the riff with a bit like improvised stuff in the beginning, and that straight onto tape, and we were like, wow, that sounds super old, and then we're like, what if we take that signal and feed it through that amplifier and take that amplifier outside of the studio to like this alleyway and like bring that mic weird, like it was like a 60s rip-on mic, I think, and it was like, so we recorded that outside in the rain, and like I think you can even hear I think it was the one that ended up on the album. There was like a car that started in the alleyway and stuff. So and then we fed that back to the tape machine, so it's like double tape, double pick nose, and it just sounds like something from 1940. It sounds so like crunchy and fun. So that was one of the most it was the like one of the most experimental things we did during that
It's
recording
cool that you
progress.
guys do that because so many people are, of course, moving to like more like computer related things, which I totally get.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course,
easier,
if it's
easier
there,
for sure.
yeah. But you
Yeah,
guys are going back, like really, really going back, not only musically, but going back as far as how that people had to be more creative with the way that they recorded things, and it does become so much more sincere and raw, when you
yeah.
guys do things like that because it's just more of a I don't want to say realistic, but more of just like a um personal, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. And it's also like if you put a plug in on something and it's always going to sound just like that. But there are so many different kind of factors with the
Right.
like, for example, that thing. I don't even know where to begin to make that like on my computer at home. So it just sounds very unique, and also just like with using tape, I think it was the right move for us for sure because like there's also some parts like also in Here You Come Again when the band fully comes in on that riff, it the whole we were driving the tape a little bit too hard, so it goes like, and you can kind of hear it when that da 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 part comes in. It like the whole thing kind of just like breathes and like moves, like overloads or something. So that was one of those factors where it's totally, physical, I guess, because like,
Yeah.
and also on the intro of Philosopher, the guitar part, there's the like kind of like this chorusy effect. It comes just for a little bit, goes like it's like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and that was just because we had a fresh roll of tape going, and it kind of fluctuated a little bit, so
Oh,
it gave that kind of chorusy, kind of spacey effect to it, which
oh my
was just
gosh.
one of my favorite moments as well, which is also super like accidental, but that's yeah. So yeah, I'm just super proud of the album and like the way it kind of turned out with all the improv and all the kind of these kind of factors, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah,
very
I'm
happy.
excited to listen to it again and listen for all those things.
Great.
Um, yeah, that's awesome. I did want to talk about there was two more quick ones. Alone and My
Yeah.
Aurora.
Yeah.
Alone makes me want to cry, but it's a beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful song. I was like that the song is going to make me tear up. And then My
Yeah.
Aurora is just a beautiful, beautiful song. So tell me about those two.
Cheers. Yeah, both of them are mine, I guess. And so Alone came from, yeah, I think it was like 2021. I was just not on the best space, I guess, and that song came really quickly out of me, and it just has a weird, like different kind of. I really love the kind of the key change it does during the from the pre-chorus to the chorus,
Hmm.
and so I did a demo where I just completely ad-libbed some lyrics and just like of how the like music made me feel, and I would say yeah the chorus came from there definitely, and some aspects of the other thing. So it was just one take,
Wow.
just did it, and then I sent it over to the guys and I got no response whatsoever. And I was like, okay, cool, I guess it sucks. And so I didn't really think about it for like 3 years or something. And very late into the songwriting process, like when we were, because we did like these demos for the album. We did like what ended up being, I don't remember. It was maybe around 24 demos that we did for the album.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot. So like
Oh my
12,
God.
12 of them ended up on the album, and like overall, yeah, I think I had like not completely finished, but I think I had like closer to 30 songs on my own, and Alexander's something similar. So we kind of met
Yes.
somewhere in the middle there, and we did the whole like demo thing just like almost a month before the recording began. So it would like we even though it makes like I'm so happy with how it turned out, but it was like time was money, and like it was just like like kind of hectic, and some feelings
Yeah.
got hurt, along the
Yeah,
way.
of
But
course.
some songs that I was like, "Oh, this has to go on the album," but at least we have a lot of songs for the next one as well. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so basically, where was I going with this? Yeah, and then pretty late into that process, I was like, "Did you guys ever listen to this one?" And they were like, "Nope," and I was like, "Oh."
Oh, they didn't even listen to it.
And no, no. So we played it, and then it just worked so well, and it was like that chorus is just huge. So let's go for it, and we did it, and I'm surprised how like it took very little effort to make it like become that, and the conversation between the guitar and the bass in the breakdown after the second chorus is one of my favorite moments of the album as well, because like we like totally improvised. We had no idea what we were gonna do, but like I do a line, he does a line, and it perfectly kind of goes back and forth, back and forth, and so yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. And then My Aurora, actually, also one of my favorites. Everything seems to be my favorite on this.
Hey, well, it's an incredible album. Everyone,
Yeah,
it's all pretty much my favorite too, so I get it.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, and so I was, yeah, sitting right. My couch used to be here, and I sat here, and I looked out the window, and basically the sky was completely green with the aurora borealis, and I was just like,
Oh
wow!
wow.
And I turned off all the lights. So that would have been the winter of 2020 through 2024, I guess. And yeah, so anyway, and I turned off all the lights, put on some candles, and just looked outside. Took my Fender Stratocaster and tuned it to like a drop D, which I never do.
Yeah,
And
you're
uh,
not really drop D kind of band.
no, and that song is drop D. So
Ah,
and
interesting.
so I and I played this, and this whole song just came from me staring at
Mm,
the aurora borealis, and it just like
mm,
came to me. It was like one of the weirder experiences of writing. Yeah, it's probably the weirdest writing experience I've ever had, because it just like came like flowing through me, and then I was just like, what is this? You know, because like it's very different for us and for me, and different kind of finger style stuff that I normally
mm.
do. So yeah, and but capturing the vocal performance was super difficult. You know, it was because
Yeah.
like it has to it's a very fine line, because like I did like a 2 hour session or something, and I listened to the like the comped playback of that, and I was just like, doesn't feel right. You know, it kind of felt like too much of a performance. It just had to be like
Mm,
very close, and just like had to. But if it was too, it just felt
mhm.
too wimpy. So it was kind of like trying to find that sweet middle ground, and which I managed to do after a lot of takes. It was just like, I don't know. It just
Wow.
came pretty difficult. It was a difficult kind of. We even thought about just having it instrumental.
Uh-huh.
The guys were kind of just like happy with. They were kind of rooting for it to be an instrumental, which works. Definitely works. It's a very nice kind of
Yeah.
feeling, and maybe we'll release it like that one day. But yeah, that. But like when it clicked, I was just like, okay, this is the way it's got to be. So yeah, I'm super happy with it, and it's one of the biggest sounding like guitars I've ever
Yeah.
played. Also, that was one of the guitars that was in the studio. Like, it was getting fixed there by some person, and I was just like, "Can I use this one?" And it was like a really rare Gibson from like, I think it was called like L100 or L4. I can't remember, but it was like a super weird guitar. I've never seen it. It's like a super jumbo kind of guitar, and it was probably the best guitar I've ever played. And that on tape, it just like sounded
Yeah.
amazing.
That actually surprises me because I thought that would have been one that I mean, it sounds like the experience itself was very natural and
Hmm.
like you said, almost supernatural. But it
Yeah,
surprises me that vocally it was that difficult because it sounds so again sincere and raw that it I
yeah,
wouldn't have
that's
been surprised if you would have said, I just sat down and sang it and then we were like, okay, let's go with it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was. I totally. That's the feeling I wanted to convey, and
Yeah.
it was just like for some reason hard to
Yeah.
get that through. So yeah, that was. But putting down the guitar thing for it was very. So the unique experience. It was the only time also I had a glass of red wine with me, and I was like in Porto on vacation mode as well, and just like
Yeah.
felt
You were a
great.
part of the Aurora Borealis.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good
So I
times.
wonder if because the experience was so like united and lightning all that, if
Mm.
the vocals it just kept feeling like it wasn't reaching that height of what the experience of
Yeah,
starting it was maybe.
exactly. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's also, I'm just also curious of how I'm gonna do it live, or like, because I wasn't expecting it to. I was proud of it, very proud of it, and everything. But like the response, like in every interview, people are like,
Oh,
"Tell me about that
good.
song. That's one of my favorites." And
Oh,
so
good.
it's always kind of surprising which ones kind of resonate and
Mhm.
stuff. But like I'm very very happy that that's one of them. But I have to see how it works
You're like, well,
live.
great. Now I gotta do it
Yeah,
live
yeah,
and kind
yeah.
of figure that aspect out.
Exactly. Now I have to travel with an acoustic guitar all the time.
Oh,
Damn it.
right. Well, and if you guys get to have screens, then you can have the Aurora Borealis behind you. Maybe that'll help kind of
Exactly. Oh yeah, yeah. Bring it back home.
right. Absolutely. Awesome.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for taking so much time with me, Oscar. I super
Of
appreciate it.
course.
It's
It was
been
great.
wonderful chatting with you again. I'm
Likewise.
excited for this to come out and to I just there's got to be a time where people are gonna hear it and get it, because I don't know if it just not enough people are hearing it or what, but
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
you guys are gonna explode at some point.
Hmm.
I don't see how there's any way that you don't. It's You
No,
guys are
yeah,
just way,
thanks.
way, way too talented and incredible. So I'm hoping
Thank you
that
so
this
much.
album is gonna take you from this to this.
Yeah, that'd be great. But thank you so much for the kind words. And yeah, it's I think definitely it's our best work, and everybody who's heard it has been on the same wavelength as us, like had the same feeling, I guess. So I'm very excited to see what the future holds. And thank you so much for the lovely interview. It was great talking to you.
And hopefully we'll see you in the States here soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed,
Yes.
for sure, definitely.
Awesome. Have a
Great.
wonderful rest of the day and enjoy
Thank you. You
that
too.
sweet little boy of yours.
Yeah, will do. Will do. All the best.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye bye.